Perfect. Okay. So first, I will tell you a little bit about myself so you kind of get like a who, and then we will go into the VIP groups, which is my jam. So I have been with Scentsy 11 years last month. I have not always worked Scentsy as a full-time business. I have been a classic hobbyist. I have done it a little bit, as I always say, the side hustle when I need cash. 18 months ago, I almost left Scentsy because I was like, just not sure if it's my jam anymore. And then that's when the VIP groups happened for me. I have 5 kids from the ages of almost 3 to 13. My youngest is kind of our special little one. She was not planned. We'll start there. So then the whole pregnancy was just horrible. Like if I could ask for like the world's worst pregnancy, I was the cool kid to get it. I spent my last 4 months in the hospital with her. It was great. I had emergency surgery at 34 weeks. My husband was deployed. I had 4 kids in a brand new station. Everything that you could like say, could this really happen to a real person? Totally happened to me. And I survived. I never stopped Scentsy the whole time, but the whole time I wasn't sure if it was for me. Then when Carolyn was born, I knew right away that there was something maybe not quite right, that we were a little off. I had 4 kids that I had like pinpointed, and then we had Care. And she is probably the biggest reason why I'm still sitting here with Scentsy. There's no way in the world I could ever put this little lady in a daycare. She is on the autism spectrum, but we didn't have like an official diagnosis until about 4 months ago. We knew she's been in early intervention since about 15 months. So she is our little crazy. There's no way she could ever handle other people or other people could handle her. So she was my biggest reason why. So when I started my VIP groups, I needed a couple big whys. I needed a reason why I was working every day. I needed a reason to show up. And that made me, it made me more willing to work inside my VIP group. So I've always shared about my family, which I think is important on your regular Facebook page. I let people follow my journey. My Facebook page is wide open. If I don't like you, I'm going to mute you once. If I don't like you again, I'm going to delete you. Easy as that. But my thought behind it is I want everybody to like see me as a person. I want them to see me as a mom, that I do have 5 kids. I transferred my business 3 times. I started in Idaho, went to Virginia, and went to California, and it's on its way back to Virginia next year. I want people to see that you can do it. I wanted people to see Carolyn's journey as like, it was my therapeutic way of sharing that my daughter doesn't eat real food. My week is spent a minimum of 14 hours inside therapy. So my main Facebook page is for people to fall in love with my family. That was always my idea. If they see me as a real person, if they're interested in my family, if they're interested in me, they're vested. So when I shared on my main Facebook page, hey, I've got Scentsy, or this is happening, or this is happening, I would get more interaction. So that's what I started doing before I started the VIP group. But what I didn't want to do is lose the people that I was gaining on my regular Facebook page. I needed them to be part of my VIP group, but there had to be some separation. So my VIP group are people who have always supported me, you know, like that #1 customer, that brand new customer who randomly ordered on my website. I need to get those people who don't see my Facebook journey, I need them in that VIP group. It's important. That VIP group is me jumping out of the shower with a picture. And I did it like 3 weeks ago. Where's the, oh, I don't have it in here. I had like my body scrub, and I'll tell y'all, I used the body scrub for the first time maybe 3 weeks ago. And like all of my Scentsy never use it. I'm like, it's not my jam. I don't really care about scrubbing. But I did. And so what did I do? I grabbed my phone. I took a picture. I'm like, you guys, I am the worst consultant ever. I just tried it for the first time ever. Okay, so I sold a ton of them because my VIP people trust me. And they see me as like a person on Facebook, but then inside my VIP group, they see a little bit more intimate me. The VIP group is, the thing I love about it is I can schedule away. I can schedule all of my posts for the week or all my posts for the month. So when Scentsy tells us on the 1st that the 15th, this warmer is coming out, the 21st, this warmer is coming out, the 28th, this is coming out, I schedule sneak peeks of it 2 to 3 days before. I never want to take away from this catalog or my personal PRV. So my PRV goal is always $2,500 a month. If I haven't hit $2,500, there is no way that you'll ever see me post about next month's warmer or next month's specials. I don't care about those. I care about we have a successful catalog that's already selling out. So why are we not selling this catalog out right now? So as soon as I hit 2,500, my mindset always shifts a little bit. Okay, I hit my goal this month. Can I start preparing for next month? Is there any highlights in this month that I can still talk about in my VIP group? My VIP group they get all of the first posts. So if I know that there is a brand new warmer coming out, I have a 2-day rule, VIPers first, and then I'm going to put it on my regular Facebook page because I don't want to flood my Facebook page with Scentsy. Not that I have anything against Scentsy on my Facebook page. These people need to see me as a real live person and completely vested in my journey. When I throw in a random Scentsy post on that page, I get really good interaction on it because I have 1,500 friends on Facebook and only 250 in my VIP group. The 250 in my VIP group, diehards, always order. Today is what? The 2nd, and I already have $500 in PRV. That came from my VIPers. They're always going to take care of me, but I still want to make sure that 1,500 people, the algorithms, they aren't seeing all of my posts. Not all of them is for me. I just had a lady who's been friends with me for 11 years on Facebook, and she was like, girl, I didn't know you sold Scentsy. Have you had me on snooze for the last 11 years? Are you kidding me? What? So then when those kind of things happen, I'm like, okay, why is she not a VIP? Did I not interact with her Facebook posts? Am I not posting things that she's interested in? I have a couple rules on regular Facebook versus VIP. If I post Scentsy on regular Facebook land, it's always in the morning, you know, when moms are scrolling before we're getting out of bed, or in the evening when we climb into bed trying to relax. I don't know how relaxing Facebook is right now. It's pretty political, but for the most part, I think everybody's going to come back after tomorrow. So I try to make those 2 rules. I'm like, in the evening or in the morning for Scentsy. During the day, I'm going to blast you with all of the fun that my family is having, pictures of my kids, what we're doing, what we're cooking. So they're still vested in me. And that cute VIP group is getting my love. So my VIPers, I will post in there, hey guys, I just got I'll pull out a brick because I have one sitting here. I share an office with a 13-year-old right now because we homeschooling or virtual schooling or some schooling. So there's 4 of them in school. So my office resembles him and me. So if I get a brick, I'm like, guys, oh, this is so good. Oh, but see, it's perfectly pomegranate. Did you know how you can get this one though? The Scent Club. How many of you are in it? Do you want in it? If you want in it, it is a big step to crazy. This means that you are die hard, love your Scentsy. But if you do, you will never miss out on our NFL. You'll never miss out on my favorite, Pacific Sandalwood. So I get on there and I do things like that. I let them see me. And I will pop in on the VIPs all the time. New scents come out. I am the first one to jump out and be like, you guys have got to smell this. I think that was the hardest thing to get over is going live. I'm like, I can't get in front of people. I do not want to go live. It kind of scares me. Like, what if they don't like me? And I'm thinking, y'all, they love me. If they didn't love me, they'd be going to a different Scentsy consultant. They love me. They want to know what my description of perfectly pomegranate is. So they will always ask me, what is your top 6? And I always give them my top 6. So when I smell, I separate, and then I will post my top 6 favorite this, my if you really like flowery, if you like spice, so they see it. Okay, the best thing I think about the VIP group is they get me, I get them, they see my sales, and they want to cheer me on. So I am always posting, I'm at 2,500, you guys are amazing. I may not share out on my regular page who just purchased from me, because what if it was a gift? What if they weren't supposed to be shopping? Just saying, I purchased a little Pampers Chef last month and I got a little bit in trouble. So I'm like, I always send the consultants a message. Do not tell anybody I bought. I didn't ask first. I just bought. So I do shout them out in the VIP group. And I take care of my customers. So I have one gal who loves Dr. Pepper and I just know it. And I have another friend who makes really cute mugs. And I mailed it to my favorite customer. She got on that VIP team and she's like, you guys, we have the best consultant. Look what she sent me. So once a month, I try to find somebody who supported my business. And rather than sharing, like flowering them with Scentsy stuff, I try to send them something, whether it's a thank you card or a $5 Starbucks card. So the same way I take care of my team members is how I really take care of those VIPers. So I felt like, and the reason why I needed to leave like the pages, I felt like I posted, I boosted, I did everything on my Scentsy, Kristen Scentsy Independent Director page, and I got nothing. When I went to this intimate group, there was only like 14 people. And so how I started is I would post, hey, did you know Scentsy has scent samples? I'm sending out scent samples this month, all on my main page. Does anybody want a scent sample? Oh, you do? Great. And I would message them, let me get your address. I'll get a sample out today and let me add you to my VIP group so you never miss the samples. And that's how I slowly grew it. So 18 months ago, there was 15, 16 people in there. I had no clue what I was doing, not sure how I was going to post. Who wants to be in this group? I hate groups. And now these guys sometimes beat me to new things coming out. Like they will post to me like, Kristen, you didn't tell us. And I'm like, it's coming. Like it's pre-posted for 3 days away. I haven't hit my weekly sales yet. I'm not telling you anymore, but I can't tell them that. So that happened, and now I'm at about between 220 to 230. If somebody orders off my website, I send them an email with a link directly to my Facebook group, because I may not know them, because here in San Diego, I'm pretty blessed. I've got a decent amount of online people who order that I've never met, or because they find me on the leads. So I send that to them. And then I also want to make sure that they order from me, I send them a scent circle. And this one just says, thank you for ordering online. Contact me for reduced shipping. I always take $1 off. I don't know, that people seem excited about that. And then I put my RQ code for my group. I want you to join my group, because if you're in my group, you're always going to see the new things that are coming out. So those are some of the things I do for the group. I feel like there's just way more intimate. If I do a party online, at every single person who orders from that party, I send them a message, get them to my group. Every time, and then at the end of the party, try to get them back in the group. The whole point of the group, though, is they don't miss anything. Like I stay up till midnight, for my team members. I stay up to midnight so I can get the new warmer of the month and get it posted so they can get excited about it. So I feel like groups are great if you're willing to put in just a little bit more time. And honestly, if you pre-post, you can pre-post your whole month. I think that's the thing that I love. I pre-post my entire month, and then I just go in there and interact as I need to. Same thing with online parties. I pre-post my whole online party 4 days before it starts. It's already done, and I just cheer my host on. So for me, where I have too many kids, not enough hands, or maybe too many hands that they don't help right, I have to somehow take advantage of my time. So the group made it to where they're sharing, I'm sharing, and the cool thing is, the people inside that group, one, love Scentsy, but I've been able to recruit so many people I didn't know out of my VIP group, because they saw, wow, what she's doing isn't time consuming. What she's doing isn't taking over life. What she's doing is literally posting a whole month's worth of stuff. And they're able to see how excited other people that they may not know are excited, and see they interacting too. So it's a great way for them, oh, I can do this. So when I have a new team member join, especially through COVID, because we're not doing home, and we can't because my husband's in the military. So I am pretty fan of doing their launch party just like that. Hey, let me start your VIP. Let me show you how to invite your friends. Let's offer them samples and get them in your group. And then when they join, they already have a group and they have only 15 people. And they're like, gosh, I wish I had more people in there. You don't want to have 400 of your friends in there who didn't support you to begin with, because then they're never going to pay attention. If you have 20 valuable people in there, 10 times better. And so it's taken me 18 months to go from that 15 number to over the 220 mark. I promise you guys, last month I sold $4,000, and I would say 30,000 of it came from inside that group, and then 1,000 was from like outside orders that I had collected. All of it was check out this warmer, check out this scent, check this out. And I try not to post 15 posts a day. And it's not always about Scentsy. Like I said, sometimes I'm popping out of the shower going, what was I thinking? But I try to let them see me very vulnerable. And I like to thank them. I mean, I sold $10,000 in 1 month, and I never thought that that was ever freaking possible. But I said, oh, I'll do that. It was $9,600, and it was all them. Like, they were telling their friends, our consultant is so awesome. She's so close to this annual sale. She really wants to earn it. Then I thought, well, bless their little hearts. They're so sweet. I'm never going to put that kind of pressure on them again or myself. So now I'm selling $2,500 a month, so I'll never have to do that again, because that was nuts. And I was like on my computer and hear the kids doing COVID learning, and it wasn't really COVID learning in March. They were like, I don't know, I bought them iPads and they all played on their iPads. I wasn't an iPad mom till that happened. I'm like, oh, go watch your iPads. Mommy's got to work. And so I'm like in the computer working, but I did sell $10,000 that month. But it was the group. It was a group. It was my momentum. It was my engagement with them. It was me sharing me. And I really, really honestly think at the end of the day, it was me vested in myself and my story and who I am on my regular Facebook page. And they see that. And so when they're in this group, they get Scentsy because that's what they want, but they're interested in me and my family. They're interested in what we're doing over here. So when I'm selling over here, they understand what an impact it makes on my business. So at the very beginning, I said you needed a couple things. You have to have a reason and a why to start a group, just like you need a reason and a why to sell Scentsy. And you have to have something that's constantly keeping you motivated. So 18 months ago, I almost said goodbye. This year I said no, I was really gonna do it. In January before COVID hit, I told my husband, I'm like, I don't wanna be in debt anymore. Like, what can we do to be out of debt? And he was like, there's no way we can be out of debt. So, I mean, there's no way we can do this. And I said, there is a way. I just have to work Scentsy just this much harder and give about this much more. And so this is November. So when we get paid on the 9th, we paid $49,000 in debt off this year. Cheers, but it was Scentsy. So that was my goal. So I said I needed something to motivate me. And every month I had this dollar amount. If I make $5,000 in Scentsy this month, I'm going to be able to pay a little bit more off. And so that was the reason. And so it made the reason for me to share my story, and it made it so much easier to make a Facebook VIP group worth it to me. And I share with them too. I share everything. I share my journey, I share what I'm doing, and I share my family. So that's kind of how I do my groups. And I'm telling you, that has been my jam. I do my crates every month, and they order those, but that's all on my group. I don't have to really share it on regular Facebook. It's in that group. And I've grown this culture inside there. And then as I love them, I just bring them over to my Scentsy team. You guys would be better over here. You don't want to be a customer. So come over here and party on this side. So that's kind of how I did it. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I know that we definitely will. So I know the first question that most everybody's probably going to ask, and you kind of touched on it, but just going into a little bit more detail. So are you posting just kind of all Scentsy, or you're kind of sharing some of your life in there?
I share my life in there and Scentsy. So this goals, my work goals. I want them to see a little bit about my kids, especially Carolyn, because she has been one of our bigger whys of why I needed to stay home. Because really all my other kids are in school. So it would be very easy for me to put her in daycare, because we would only have one kid on daycare and go back to work full time. I don't think it could really work for anybody. I'm not very workable for other people. I work great for myself. So
So are
all
you
of that
doing
time.
kind of
So
a
I do share in
combination?
multiple.
Are you doing kind of a combination of
Yeah.
like interactive posts? I think a lot of us, because most of us I think have VIP groups, and I think what we run into is our people are seeing it, but the interaction, like we're trying to build that interaction and it just hasn't happened yet. And
It hasn't
I know,
happened yet.
yeah, sorry. I know for
No,
me,
sorry.
like
This is what I say.
I do a lot on my personal page, but I do a lot on my VIP pages. So coming up with content for both, which my personal page is like more 80% our life and 20% Scentsy, and then the opposite for my VIP group. But coming up with content for both of them sometimes can be a lot.
So what I do on my regular page is I am only going to share the day before of a launch that I have a warmer. So Villains warmer. The day before I posted, about 2 weeks before I posted, I keep a notebook so I can remember who had made comments about it so I can get them to pre-order. Inside my VIP group, I'm going to share 4 to 5 times that warmer versus on my regular page. My regular page is only going to get maybe 2 looks. The VIPers are going to get 4. And then people always say, I just don't have the interaction. The interaction comes as you build excited customers. So that's when I started sending, I've always sent my team Happy Meal. But when I started sending my VIPers Happy Meal, it changed everything because, I mean, everybody wants a golden ticket. So I have golden tickets and I send out 5 to 8 of them every month. They're full of confetti. Everybody says, oh man, when Kristen starts confettiing stuff, you should be worried. And it's not always a big, like anything big. It could be a scent circle. It could be a Starbucks gift card. It could be, you know, like these are all like half-used bars because they were all from the samples that I made. And I try to keep my samples simple. I don't have time to make wax samples. I don't have time to do molds. I don't have time to do felt. There's too many little people in my house. When I get a window for samples, it's me and my 12-year-old or my 13-year-old. I take a paring knife, slice, 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 slice. I put in little Ziploc bags. I label with the stickers that we have, and I throw them in there. So they might get 5 or 6 new scents that I tried, you know, or somebody tried, didn't like, and gave back to me. Well, I want to get this. I want to get the bar's no good to me unless I get it out. So them getting Happy Meal changed everything because they're jumping in and saying, whoa, I got a golden ticket. And that made them excited. So that changed. And then I still shared things about how Scentsy was affecting my life. Because inside my VIP group, I want them to know what impact that they're making on me. So thank you guys so much. Today I was able to go to my daughter's doctor's appointment. I didn't have to call in sick. When my one daughter got super sick a couple of weeks ago, I was like, well, it's a mommy-daughter day, and thank you guys for being so supportive of me that I am able to make this thing and I can stay home and not call in sick. So I showed those kind of things, and I show my kids working my business. So if the kids are in there sample making, I make sure that we get sample making pictures of them, and I say, who's going to get a golden ticket this month? Who needs a golden ticket? And I'll always put in there, is there somebody who needs a little extra Scentsy love? Can we nominate somebody in the group to get extra Scentsy from me this month? Scentsy samples, I guess, because you gotta make sure that you say samples and not gifts. So I try really hard to do those kinds of things. And remember, most of my VIPers see my regular Facebook posts, so they don't need extra content inside that group. That group should be showered with how I'm taking care of my customers all the time, because most of them are already following my journey. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel twice. The only thing that you're doing over in your regular page is making sure you're catching the eyes of maybe somebody not in your VIP group. And that's how I kind of always looked at it. Well, if they see it over here, they see it over here. But I have 220 awesome people over here who know I'm taking care of them. So when I make a post in there, they're really good about interacting. Have they always been good? No. It did take about, I would say, 6 to 7 months of me posting more than them commenting. But once I got really good Scentsy addicts in there, I will tag them. Amy, pumpkin chai is your jam. You need this. Or I will post, if anybody likes something spicy, you need this. and I will post I'll tag maybe 4 or 5 customers that I know will love it. So it brings eyes into the post. It brings eyes in there, and it will get them a little bit more interactive. So the whole idea is if I can make 1 or 2 posts a day that maybe one of them is getting a little more action, that's going to bring the algorithm that other people in the group are at least seeing the post. Whether they interact with it is a whole nother story. But they are going to see it. And then I know a lot of people do bingo. I'm going to try it this month. I don't know. I might not be a very bingo good person because there's too many people running around my house all the time. I'm going to give it a shot. I've never used it and it's worked, but I've heard it's worked great for other people. So I'm like, I've never done it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Like, I have nothing else to lose. So, but I have found that the more that I make it personal to them. So Sarah, I know you love Perfect Pomegranate. Marshmallow Mint is coming back, but we can also get it in a brick, like trying and finding products that I know some people will love and tagging them in it. And then the crates. I did my personal crates for a few reasons. I needed people to try other things other than wax and warmers. At the end of the day, that's what I needed. And so what happened was when I started doing those crates almost 2 years ago, people would post in the group, you missed out. Like, our consultant is amazing, and they would post all the things in there. So that was my customers going in and starting to post. And another thing, I did these cute little tags, and I made them on Vistaprint, and it says, wait, don't throw me away, snap, share, save. And then I put my specials on there, but that goes in all my thank you orders online. So they get 10% off if they shout me out, if they take a picture and put it in the group, and they know that. So I think that like finding a way to get them to post. If you're the only one posting, that's boring. But if you can get your customers to post, that's exciting. And so that was some of the change for me is, how do I get them to interact? Well, I get them to interact by paying them. Like, I pay them 10%, or I give them 50% off on shipping, or whatever it might be, to get them to interact on that page. But once they started interacting, it's on now. I can make one post and they're all going to tear it apart. What? No way. That's my favorite. Or snowmen. I have 10 girls that I know love snowmen. So the moment that snowman warmer went out, I'm like, tag, 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 tag. You guys better give me your money because it's going to go fast. So
do you keep track somehow of favorites of people?
I do. Oh, it's not up here.
I know we're kind of getting off on like another
No,
area.
it's all right. I have a notebook that has everybody's stuff. It has most of my customers' favorites. And my customers always ask me, how do you remember what we love? And I've got a really good memory for customers too. I have a very good memory. I can smell something and be like, that's Kiana. She's going to just love this. So I do that, but I do have a notebook that I keep track of like everything they've ordered too. I'm a paper person. I have one notebook. I write in my notebook, and then I just keep flipping. As orders come out, I highlight and cross them off because there's a lot of people. So sometimes I get a little distracted and I might have a couple extra boxes laying around. And so when I finally get the chance to unload everything and deliver, that's kind of how I do it. But yeah, I keep a notebook. It's the best way for me. It travels with me. I'm like, where's my notebook at? And I have like 15 of them because as soon as I fill one up, I put it to the side, continue to add to them. So I have like a lot of notebooks. So when we move, I'm always like, make sure that the last 2 current notebooks go with me, not with movers, so it doesn't get destroyed and I lose all my customer stuff. So yeah, I use notebooks for a lot of stuff.
Good. Does anybody have any other questions? Y'all should be like, I've got questions. Y'all have questions.
So, I have a question. So I was here a little late, sorry. But what exactly is your golden ticket? Just kind of like is it a filler? What's on the golden ticket, or do your customers just know, like, okay, I got this ticket this month? Like, does it symbolize anything?
It does. So the golden ticket will always have next month's samples in it. The golden ticket, I usually, they're like the one, like the gem golden ticket is the scent of the month for next month. So the gem one has, because we get the brick and then the 3 bars. So somebody's going to get a full bar, sometimes 2. I give those away to them. And then other people will get a scent circle or a whole handful of samples or things like that. But they know the golden is when they're placing online orders. So to get the golden ticket, you've got to be an online shopper. So that's kind of my way of rewarding the online shoppers. If they didn't get the big golden ticket. Oh, it's not back there. Oh, here it is. I do these ones too. And so this one says your rock keeps shining. And I put in Starburst and said thank you for shopping online. So I typically have 10 to 15 online orders a month. So I really had to find some way to keep them. And a lot of them were local to me here in San Diego, and I don't know them. So this was a great way to get them over to my VIP page. And this one just has candy. That was it. It was candy and a couple samples and a scent circle that I'm mailing out this week. So nothing like totally crazy and fancy, but just enough. All the scent circles are free because I collect all my orders. I wait until I hit $500 and I order in free product, all the scent circles to come back to me. Then I keep track of my postage so I can do that as a tax write-off. So I try to keep it super simple for myself. I will pre-make like 15 to 20 thank you cards before the month is even started so that when the first happens and I start getting them, they go in the mail and they see that I'm pretty prompt about it. Not always, but I try. I'm human.
So, gosh, I had a question and it left me. So you only do that for your online people, not your local people that just message you their orders.
My local people, they're kind of spoiled. Let's just be real. My local people get a gift bag. They usually get candy every time they order. I stocked up on these from Target and they say thank you. And so they get like a chocolate bar and a thank you. They get cute little cards that say thanks for helping me grow. So they get touches from me anyways. I felt really guilty because I gave a couple gals orders just in plastic bags. And I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. Normally you get bows and ribbons and I go big, and I didn't this time. They're like, oh, I just don't know why you do it every time. But I mean, I love it, but I don't know why you do it every time. So I always try, and they will always get samples. If I am hand delivering you, you're going to get 3 samples from me, and it's a benefit. I try really hard only to give samples of scents that I know for sure are going to leave when this catalog changes, because I want to remind them, I gave you samples of X, Y, and Z. They're leaving. I know you ordered 4 of those bars. Did you want to add that to your club order? So when I'm giving things away, I'm only giving scents that are the new released scents. They're only getting new released scent circles. They're only getting those type of things because I need them to put those in their club orders. So that's like been my like big focus. This catalog is now that they've like really worked the scent club out. I think that the scent club could really benefit my business. So I'm like, no, you're only getting the scents that are leaving. That's it. I'm going to give you scent circles. I'm going to get those scents under your nose, one shape, form, or way. But when they leave, I'm like, did you need that in a club? You should have it. Then you're going to be able to get Perfectly Pomegranate, guys, remember? So they're catching on. They're catching on. And so my local people, they're spoiled. I want a Scentsy consultant to spoil me like I spoil them. And I make them cups. Like I figured out how to Cricut. I'm really horrible at it, but I can Cricut some stuff. So I did a Hot Mess Express cups for some of the local girls and put candy in there for them. So they won't cheat on me. If they do, it's going to be a bad day for them because I take care of them. Do not cheat on me.
So do you ever clean out your VIP group? I know that's kind of a back and forth thing on some consultants.
No. Because, some people do not have a wax problem. Some people don't have a mess like this that they've taken 2 cubes out. Some people really could, I don't know, their house must not smell as good as mine because some of them only change their wax out once a year because once a year they call me for a 6-pack at Christmas time, but I don't want to take them out. They can leave, they can remove themselves. If you're done with me and you don't like all my fun, you can go, but I'm not going to kick you out. That's the same with my team page. I do the same thing. I don't kick anybody out because I feel like I'm either going to make them my #1 customer or they're going to come back because they miss the family that I offer. So no, I never clean anybody out. I won't be everybody's friend. Unless you make me mad or you make me choose between one president or the other one, then you're good. You're going to stay in my VIP. I won't get rid of you anytime soon.
So your new people that you add into your VIP group, how do you normally add them as a friend on your personal page, or do you wait a certain amount of time?
If they want to be my friend, they'll be my friend.
Okay.
But I won't add them. I think it's kind of creepy. I don't know you, Sally. Now, if they interact with me a lot and I feel like I've built up this relationship with them, yes, I would add them. And that's another thing. How do I have so many Facebook friends? Because I fluctuate somewhere between 1,500 and 1,700. It's because I am in groups that work for me. So I'm in autism awareness groups, I'm in military spouses groups, I'm in mom groups. And as I'm interacting in these groups, not selling Scentsy, I'm not selling Scentsy to you. I want to understand your relationship with autism. I want to understand your relationship with as a military spouse. As I build those relationships and I feel like we've got a good relationship and we have a lot of things in common and we post a lot about the same things and we've chatted in Messenger, then I'll add you as a friend. And when I add you as a friend, then you see I sell Scentsy. I will never tell you in any of the groups that I am in that I sell Scentsy. Maybe that's wrong, I don't know, but it has worked great for me because I've been able to build real relationships and then add somebody as my friend. And then they are that, 10 to 20% of my Scentsy posts they see and they purchase from me. So like my daughter's in cheer. I don't tell any of those cheer moms that I sell because some of them, I don't know. Have you ever met cheer moms? I'm not one, not even close to one. So, but once they become my friend, they're like, oh, you sell Scentsy. And then then we hit like another level of now I really have to be these ladies' friend. So that's kind of like where I'm at in my life. I'm not going to friend you. But I am going to make sure I surround myself around people that I want to be around. And if I think you're cool, I'm going to friend request you. And then you're going to see my Scentsy. Then you're going to purchase from me. And I'm going to get you over my VIP group. So that's kind of why I do it. I want people in my group over here that I'm always looking at, as some of them I know do not know I sell Scentsy. And at some point I want them to know I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To let it grow organically and genuine.
Yeah. And it's slow and steady. It's not a race. And when people join Scentsy and they only have 10 people, be grateful that those are 10 people that have supported you, that when you post a new warmer, 1 or 2 might purchase. And then just keep in the back of your head, when you have 200, 20 are probably going to purchase that warmer. So that 10% of the group is always going to purchase in a month. So at least that's been about what has worked for me.
Okay.
So.
Rebecca asked, how many posts a day do you do in your VIP group?
Just 1, maybe 1 or 2. I could go 2 or 3 days without posting. They don't know that I don't love them any less. But I do make sure that I look at the Scentsy calendar and everything that's coming out is inside that group a handful of times. I try really hard not to post Scentsy images. I try really hard to get on Pinterest, to get on Facebook groups, to get real images of what I'm posting. So Scentsy posts aren't going to get you a sale. Your sale is going to be off the actual image. So the glitter warmer, I posted that glitter warmer in the blue light bulb and I sold, I don't know, it was like $800 or $900 worth of them in maybe 48 hours from people going, whoa, no way. And then once I got the blue sales, I was like, hey, then I started showing that week. I was like, wow, they're interested in the light bulbs. So I started going and finding other warmers. But I just try to focus on a warmer at a time, a thing at a time that I'm trying to get them interested in. And I know that not everybody's going to be interested in them. So when I, like the clearance warmers, we didn't have anything really going on. I'd hit my sales. I went into the clearance section. I picked out 2 clearance warmers, and those are going to be the warmers I was going to sell all week. I made a goal of selling 10 clearance warmers that week because at the end of the week, that would be a qualifying party for me. I needed more scent circles. So how am I going to do it? I'm going to go into the clearance section. I'm going to show them real images of these warmers that have been out forever. And so I was able to get $1,000 worth of orders of just clearance warmers in the VIP group and sending text messages. So I still send text messages to my really good customers, but it's finding real images, I think, is also a game changer.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really good.
It's awesome. I love it. If I had known this like 11 years ago, things would be so different. I also was never in the mindset then that I am in now. I don't want to have debt. We really want to be debt free. He has 5 to 8 years till he retires, and do we want real jobs when we retire? Like, we really made some like really sound decisions. And when I saw a lot of the directors and star directors and superstar directors posting these astronomical checks in the last like 2 years, really was a game changer, saying, wow, if I could just make a $3,000 check, that would change my whole world. And when I hit that, I was like, well, what would a $1 check look like? So when you start doing that, and you're like, oh, this is real fun. And that was my motivator. What are you guys doing? How are you doing this? How are you getting sales? Why are people with you versus why are they with somebody else? It was just getting personal. I wanted them to never leave my group. I wanted them to stay with me forever.
Oh my goodness, I could pick your brain forever. Okay, so Amber asked a link for the golden tickets. Are you maybe asking for maybe what her flyer looks like, Amber?
I literally, okay, so these are on Amazon. If you type in gold envelopes,
Yeah.
you can get padded gold envelopes.
Poly.
Yep, the poly.
Yeah.
And there's actual like gold envelopes that aren't padded that I can put a regular scent circle in and postage, and with extra postage. So it's like 85 cents or something to mail. Those ones I do. I just have a picture of me. That's it. A picture of me going and my information, because what if the mail lady or the mail dude is like, she's pretty cute, and he snaps the picture so that he can go order off of my website. That could happen, possibly.
Yeah.
And then I always put Scentsy stickers on it. And it is nothing fancy. It is super simple. Remember, there are 5 kids, me, my husband's gone all the time. I try to keep things as simple as possible. When I get 100 of these in, my kids are like, we have to work for mom. And mom doesn't pay. It's life skills, right? Is this a life skills moment, mom? Yes, it is. And we all slap all the labels on really, really quick. And then we're done. And I have 100 until I run out. And then when I get low, we order more and they show up and the kids are like, oh, we have to do those, right?
Oh, I love that. Okay, so Amber said, is there a way that you reward your best customers through your VIP page? And is your VIP page linked to your business page?
I don't use a business page anymore, so no, I don't. I do not feel like the business page has done anything for me in the year that I worked it really hard. So I said, we're not doing that. My gifts, I do reward them with gifts, and I pay attention. So right here, I have a really awesome customer. She's just freaking amazing. I think she spent like maybe $3,000 on Scentsy in the last like year. She loves casting spells. I also think there's something wrong with her nose. I would never love this.
None of them have smelled that. Y'all are not missing out.
It is horrible. But I did see somebody had it. So I spent $20 and I bought this whole gross box of it. And I'm putting it in a meal for her because she's had a real rough go at life in the last month. And so I'm sending it to her because I know it's going to make her excited. I also know she's going to go over there and be like, Arkansas found casting spells. And I'm like, oh God, that was so gross. But I did it for her. So that's how I take care of them. Like another gal, I'm not going to use the rest of Walmart of the walnut raisin. Although I love it, it's not my scent. I've given out all the samples of it I'm going to. So I have a gal that ordered 6 more bars of it. So I charged her for 1 bar, and she goes, well, why did you do that? You only charged me for 1 bar. I'm like, just wait. You'll be really happy. And so when I deliver this to her this week, I'm going to put a little ribbon. I'm going to be like, I charged you for 1 bar because I had 1 bar and then I had this one. So I did have the 1 bar in stock, and I'm just going to gift her the rest of it. I feel like the more you give, the more you receive. And my customers always get the extras of the things I am not going to use. And so you may not think that pumpkin chai, which is not my favorite, is somebody else's real favorite. And so when I'm done making samples, I'll say, who loved pumpkin chai the most? And when somebody says, I love pumpkin chai, slide it in a golden ticket, she gets the rest of the bar. And they know that I will send them a half-used bar, and they're so excited about it. So you don't have to go out of the way to do nice things. I also send cards when I see them on Facebook that life really sucks. Single moms, I will throw in a coffee cup. Or a Starbucks gift card or whatever. But yeah, I do think that you do have to give a little bit to your customers for them to never leave you. But I promise you, those customers that I have helped, they will never go anywhere else. They will always stay with me. And if I were to have told them that I was going to leave 18 months ago, some of them probably would have had a heart attack. What? No, you can't leave. Who will we order from? I don't know, not me. So, yeah.
All right, and then Rebecca says, do you send smell mail? We do monthly mailers, Happy Mail, to all your customers, or VIP, or just golden tickets?
I send out to the last, usually 100 people who've ordered from me. I keep a pretty good inventory, and once you've ordered, you kind of go back up to the top and then you kind of slide off the bottom. So most of my people, if they're pretty frequent, they'll get them and then they'll notice, oh, I didn't get any smell mail from you. We haven't ordered in a while. I'm really sorry. I didn't know you wanted any more. But I send out about 100 a month. And that's, I mean, I send out about 70-ish for my team. So 100 of just a very paper thin sample of the month for like my customers is about the best I can do. And then I do 5 to 8 golden tickets a month. So
I like that.
yeah. So I do spend a lot in postage. I would say my postage budget right now is $225 a month. So, but it's worth it. It hasn't always been that high, but as my team has grown, I have a team of 161 as of today. So as my team gets bigger, it's a little bit harder. But I have been pretty good on the rule of what I do for my team when we were small that I can maintain. So I feel like we do that. And then I want to make sure my customers don't ever miss out either, because they're also the reason why I'm wearing apps. So yeah, between both, it's about $225 a month. So
okay.
Mailers.
And a lot of them are on tight budgets and just starting out. So y'all just know that you build up to it.
You build up to it because it wasn't always like that. It was my last 20 people who ordered from me. And don't feel guilty about it either. Seriously, do not feel guilty about it. You send out 1 golden ticket a month, and that's what your team's excited about, and you're putting in 1 sample of the month. If you sliver that sample small enough, you can get a sample in there, you can get a flyer in there, and it is 1 stamp. That's it. And I can make 100 samples out of this bar. That's how thin. I don't want them to put it in their warmer. I want them to smell it. That's it. Like once they smell it.
Especially with COVID and us not being able to get together with our customers, most of them are ordering just by what the scent description is. So if you can give them 1 thing to smell, it gets them interested in getting on.
Yeah. And you would be surprised how many just pop online and order. So I did find value in sending out the 100 mailers a month because they were ordering. And it, like I said, I have last month was about 2,500 in online orders, just online. So it makes a big difference. And that was just in the last year that it's been like that. So.
And a lot less on you with not having to deliver as much.
Yeah, I don't deliver anything. And I only deliver on Fridays. So if you want your stuff before Friday, you can come to my porch and pick it up. I've learned that I had to set boundaries because my daughter's in therapy Monday to Thursday. So Fridays, I take a little sliver, me and her go to do 2 hours and we deliver as many orders as we can. But you're not paying for shipping. So most of my people can come to my house and they're pretty good about it usually. I just leave them by the front door. They text me when they're almost here and I leave it by the front door. If I really love them, I'll come out and give it to them.
Like that. Yeah. Did you guys have any other questions? Any? Okay, good. I personally am loving the idea of like asking your customers who would possibly want a sample or who deserves a sample for that month. I think that's a good, you use the word nominate someone that would need that certain particular sample. And I like that because I feel like that's giving back and then them also interacting. So you gave us a lot of good ideas.
I'm super excited. I got to play with you guys tonight. And then my husband got to do dishes. So
I'm so glad we could give you that reason. Yes. Well, we will definitely have to have you back sometime because you are like a wealth of knowledge. I loved it so much.
Well, thank you. I love it. So if you need me, you can call me. And don't be afraid to do the VIP group. Don't be afraid to do it when people don't interact. Don't be afraid to do a live. They liked you enough to join your group, so you might as well get over the lives and do them right in the VIPers. And if they don't like you, they're just going to delete you. They're just one person in a world of millions. And if you're on a tight budget, make it a goal to send out 10. If you feel like, okay, I'm making enough money where I can do this, then send a little bit more. But Scentsy money should always go towards your family. And that's what I've always said. I've been very big on it, that I take a little out of my Scentsy money and the rest goes back to my family. So like I said, I have a budget. I know exactly how much money I spend in shipping every month. And it started out as like one book of stamps. And then as it grew, I started adding a little bit more because I saw value. And if you're mailing out sent mail out, it usually takes 2 to 3 times for somebody to get mail for them to remember. But the idea is they're smelling it and they have your information. So that's it.
Love it.
Great night. I love it. And y'all have a super fantastic evening.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Good night, guys.
All right. I hope you guys got a lot of good stuff out of her. She's like, I could go on and go on. And you're still muted, Rebecca. I can unmute you. I feel like if I hit the unmute button, you're going to hit the let me talk button. Hold on. Hold on. I hit it at the same time you did. Okay, you're just going to have to unmute yourself because it won't let me. There you go.
She was awesome. I really liked her a lot. She had a lot of ideas. I really liked that golden ticket idea.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I haven't seen it used in that particular way, and so I really, really like that.
I really liked her. I feel like she had a lot of good ideas. You know, I liked her.
Yeah. I think being a mom of 5, and I think we can all kind of relate to her circumstances as far as what she's trying to do with her business. And so seeing that she's at a point where the things that she's doing is working, I think it's good things that we can go use.
Yeah, I'm going to post about that golden ticket tonight. I'm going to ask who needs an extra. I don't know. I'll figure out a way to word it.
Well, definitely. I think definitely using the nominate word, I think that is going to make a big difference, as if you say, hey, nominate someone in this group that may need someone, or add someone to the group that you think you would like to nominate for the golden ticket or something like that.
See, I just don't know that all my VIP people know each other enough to nominate and say, oh, I think she needs it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's what
last night. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Oh, that's what I was saying. Just maybe have them say, if you have someone that you want to nominate, add them to my VIP group and nominate them in this post. And that would build your VIP content. See, I have enough people in mind where I have a lot of friends that know one another, and they would probably start to nominate one another. But if you don't have that yet, then that might be something that you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I neglected my VIP group, to be honest. Like, I've just neglected it. It's just been, I don't know. I've not really received a lot off of it as I have my personal page. And so I kind of just stopped using it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like she says, it's what you pour your love into. She didn't always use it until she decided that she really wanted to pour her love into it, and then things kind of turned around for her. So I like the idea of not posting as much on personal pages and making it more of a rare thing that you get to see more in a VIP group.
You're still recording.
No, I guess I could stop that.